Hey friends, welcome back to my channel and thanks so much for watching. Today I am sharing with you guys kind of a how to style your jewelry slash layering, focus on layering pieces slash mini jewelry haul. Not quite sure what we're calling this video, but I'm going to be covering basically how I layer my jewelry, how I style it, some of my favorite tips and tricks when it comes to me picking out my jewelry for a day-to-day basis, and I'm just going to cover lots of different stuff in this video. All the jewelry I am talking about is going to be linked in the description bar below for you guys to shop, so you can check it out down there. I will also have it linked, so most of the jewelry you're going to see in this video is Kendra Scott, because that is she is my favorite jewelry designer of all time. I will link every piece for you guys below. One of the easiest ways to actually find my Kendra Scott stuff is either my Instagram. I have a Kendra Scott highlight tab, or go to Like to Know It and type in, through my Like to Know It, you can type in the search bar on my page, Kendra Scott, and it will pull up all of the Kendra Scott pieces I've ever linked. All right, don't forget, go below, click the subscribe button if you are new here, and let's go ahead and get started. So, some of my favorite tips when it comes to experimenting and trying with jewelry is don't be afraid to experiment. I love layered jewelry. I always have. I would walk out of my house looking like a Christmas tree every single day if I could. I love jewelry, but it has taken a lot of trial and error and not necessarily jewelry mistakes, but just sometimes not really hitting the mark. I think that jewelry is exclusive, just like clothing options and your home decor preferences. Jewelry really is different to every single person. So don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be scared to go out of the box. The biggest thing that I hear a lot of times people say is I wish I could wear rings on multiple fingers like you do. And I'm like, you totally can. Another tip I have is don't copy someone exactly, because you may like the way someone's jewelry looks, but it may not look the same on you for whatever reason. For me, I have really long fingers, okay? So I can't do long nails. I can't do almond shaped nails. They just don't look good on my long fingers because I feel like they make me look like I have witch hands. And I can't wear a ton of rings when I have longer nails because it just doesn't look right. It looks very witch-like, and it's just not cute. But I see girls on TikTok all the time who do ASMR and restocks and all that kind of really cool stuff. They have really long nails and all of these rings on their fingers, and it looks so good on them, but it just doesn't look the same on me. So while I can wear rings on multiple fingers, it just doesn't look the same on both of us, just because of my simple fact that my fingers are really long. So don't copy someone, just find what works for you. Another tip, chill outfit means chill jewelry. A dressier outfit means dressier jewelry. So for me, I have a bunch of beaded bracelets on today. My rings kind of stay the same throughout. My necklaces really stay the same. My earrings are where I can really dress it up. But if I'm wearing, when I had my baby shower the other day, I wore a lot more of the Kendra Scott pieces that I'm going to show you guys because they're a little bit nicer. It just looked a little bit better, and you can definitely wear beaded bracelets, but I just felt like for a nicer setting, a nicer dress, a nice pair of heels, I needed nicer jewelry. So today I'm wearing a t-shirt. I have on my beaded jewelry. Very simple. Another tip that I have, but this isn't maybe true for everyone, just if you don't want to because maybe jewelry isn't something you like. I've told you guys before, I learned from my mom and my grandma that every person, every woman has that thing that she's okay with spending her money, a little bit of extra money on. And my mom, it's really, really nice sheets. I've shared that before. My grandmother and I, that was actually a similarity we had, that we really love nice jewelry. So as I've gotten older, I will buy less jewelry and I'll invest in pieces that are a little bit more expensive that I will be able to wear forever and ever and ever, and even pass down to my children, and maybe my daughter one day, because they are nicer pieces. So I do invest in some of my pieces. Some of them are a little bit more high-end that aren't Kendra Scott. That's not everybody's forte, and that is totally okay. But for me, I do just prefer to invest in some pieces. So one of the pieces I'll talk about, my David Yurman ring. This is definitely a lot more expensive, but it's a piece I'm going to have for so long. The final tip I have is if you are okay with mixing. I know some people absolutely hate mixing jewelry. Some people go with solely silver, some people go with only gold, some people are okay with mixing. You are going to need to get a couple tricolor pieces or multicolored pieces. Just for me, I have a gold band here and then a silver ring. This is a very important ring to me. This is my Nana's ring. She gave it to me after my wedding. I actually was just wearing it as my something borrowed, and it is so special to me. And my wedding ring is rose gold. So I have a mixture of jewelry. I love yellow gold, so I will sometimes wear pieces that have both silver and gold, or, you know, silver, rose gold, and gold in them, just to kind of tie all the pieces in together. So don't be afraid of mixing metals. I see that now more than ever before, but it's okay if you are someone who's like, no, I can only do silver jewelry, or no, I can only do gold. I feel like gold is more complementary on my skin tone, so I prefer rose gold and yellow gold over silver any day. Okay, so let's talk necklaces. So if you are afraid of layering necklaces for whatever reason, I hear the biggest reason is you don't like dealing with tangled necklaces, and I get that. The only reason mine aren't tangled is actually just because I mess, like I fidget a lot, and I actually find myself messing with my necklaces a lot. Like I feel naked if I don't have my necklaces on. This one is from Electric Picks, the cross, and it is limited edition, and I never would have bought it if I would have known that, because I don't like being able to not link things for you guys, but at the same time, I love it, and it's like such high quality jewelry. So I'll see if I can find a similar piece for you guys, but the star is a family heirloom. So my grandmother, her initials were SJR, my husband's initials are SJR, and so my mom got a ton of my grandmother's jewelry when she passed, and she had this star necklace that she didn't wear because it wasn't her initials on it. And when I married Sam, I was like, wait a minute, I have an SJR, and so I wear this for Sam every day, and then I just have whatever necklace I kind of like to layer with. This one, I have one that has my son's name on it that I will wear after he's born, and I am planning on wearing it in addition to these two, but it looks very similar to this one. So this one says love on it, and it actually almost the same size because Ezra's name is 4 letters, and so this one we'll use as an example. But one thing I love about Kendra Scott's necklaces, I'll show you guys in 1 second, hers are layering. So what I'll do whenever I am layering necklaces is I just make sure they have adjustable links to them, and then I do wear them at their different lengths. I don't wear them all together. It can take a couple trial and error times to make sure you get the right length, but I will also link in the description bar below for you guys some extenders that I use that I really love, and I actually find that those help decrease the tangling in your necklaces when they're layered. I think just because they're like far apart, so they just lay farther apart. To each its own. What I love about Kendra Scott's, and this is new, so if you have any of her older necklaces, like you've purchased one prior to this video, it may not have this feature, but her jewelry is so cool. I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be able to see it, but there's this little ball right there, and you can actually squeeze the ball, and that is how you lengthen the necklace itself. So her stuff is great for layering, but for me the biggest thing is just I will wear usually 2, sometimes 3 necklaces at a time. I just make sure that they're all at different levels, and you do have to be very intentional with that. I like to leave a pretty decent gap in between them so that they all work, but if you're not comfortable doing that, you can get a necklace that is like one clasp that has all of the pieces together. So for instance, there's like this one from Amazon. This one is currently lost in the mail when I am filming this video, but I have purchased it. It has an M on it, and it's so cute. I've seen actually, I saw this one in person the other day on one of my girlfriends. It is adorable. So if you're not comfortable layering jewelry, or you can't stand when they get tangled, go ahead and buy a pre-layered piece and you will be good to go. So bracelets, kind of, and I actually have broken my own rule here today, I realized that. Bracelets, my biggest tip when layering is go in odd numbers. Don't go in even. So of course I have 4 bracelets on and I'm breaking my own rule. Usually I would only wear like 3. Like this. That's just something we learned in like design school, is like when you're mixing styles, mixing and matching and stuff like that, odd numbers are always kind of your friend. And so I do prefer to actually have an odd number of bracelets on my arm. Sometimes 1 bracelet looks best. Sometimes 5 bracelets look best. It is totally up to you. And I am not kidding when I say that. Like there are some people who just do not like multiple layers of jewelry, and that is totally fine. But me, I absolutely love it. So actually what I will probably do now that you guys know my son's name is Ezra, I have this little bracelet from Bauble Bar that has his name on it. Not sure if you guys are able to see it. It's actually very hard to see. So I wore this one my entire pregnancy because you like literally cannot read his name on it, and I love it. So actually if I was to do beaded bracelets at the house, I just feel like 5 looks best. When I am doing bracelets like this and I'm layering, I do prefer bracelets to all be the same metal. That is just how I prefer it. If I'm gonna mix metals, it is more in my rings, but that's just, you know, me specifically. So odds here, I do have one that says Mama on it from what's it, Little World or something big? I can't think of what it's called, but I will put a picture up of these on the screen, and I just love the way they look. They're all gold and simple, but very pretty and look really good layered together. And a little tip when you are taking off beaded bracelets, no matter where they're from, take them off like one at a time. Don't do what I did and just rip them all off at the same time. So for Kendra Scott, same thing. These pieces are a little bit nicer, but I am going to kind of go back and forth and pick colors that are similar. So I have this gold one here that has blue stones on it, another gold Kendra Scott bracelet with blue stones. I've been all into the blue since I'm having a little boy. Got this tennis bracelet from the Kendra Scott with Champagne and Chanel collab. Let's see, we've got 3 here. For some, that may be enough. For me, I kind of like a little bit more, just because again, I like to go heavy in the jewelry. You may not, but you can still layer a couple pieces. All 5 of these are Kendra Scott bracelets, and they're just really pretty. Make a statement, but they wouldn't like take away from me. I actually think this might have been exactly the stack that I wore for my baby shower. I just love lots of gold jewelry, but again, these are nicer, so I would wear these for something like my baby shower, a wedding, anything like that. All right, while I'm peeling all of this jewelry off, I want to go ahead and talk earrings with you guys. So earrings are definitely something I feel naked without. I, a long time ago, wasn't wearing earrings like ever. They just weren't something I thought about, and I went to a meeting and this woman showed up. She was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed, I forgot my earrings this morning. And I honestly would not have noticed had she not said anything. And she was like, my grandmother always told me an outfit's not complete until you have a pair of earrings on. And I was like, you know, she's not wrong. And from that day on, I have always worn earrings. So I really like, again, kind of keeping with that rule, casual outfit, casual earrings, dressier outfit, dressier earrings. I really like these 2 simple stud hoops from Electric Picks. They are easy, yellow gold. I think they also come in silver, but they're just like, there's nothing to them. They're lightweight. They work so well in my sensitive ears. They're just perfect little simple earrings. With all of my earring collection that I have, and I have a big collection. These are just like my smaller ones from Kendra Scott. Like I said, I'll link some of my favorites below. I really like to just wear simple hoops together. Those kind of seem to be what I gravitate towards the older I get. So I'll wear like these 2 hoops from Target together. Just tons and tons and tons of Kendra Scott earrings that I have. And for me, I like really lightweight things. So it honestly just depends on how many earring holes you have. If you have the hole in your ear, I do think you need to have an earring in it. And I'm actually breaking that rule today because I have a cartilage piercing, but I'm not wearing anything in it. But general rule of thumb for me, I will wear at least a hoop in my main earring hole. Sometimes I'll wear one in the second. But if I was to have any more, all of those need to be studs. Again, if you don't want to just wear studs, just don't wear studs. Wear all the dangle earrings you want, girl. It is up to you. But for me, I always just prefer like a simple pair of hoop earrings, honestly, no matter what. And then lastly, rings. So rings are definitely my favorite. I don't wear a ton of like big rings. I would say that this one that my grandmother gave me is honestly the biggest. I get a lot of questions about it. I do not even sort of know where you can get one that's similar. It's just like an Art Deco ring. I've told people you could definitely, if you wanted to get one, you could take it to a jeweler and see if they knew of anything. But I haven't found anything that looks like this yet, but I really like to wear this one. So what I will do, because I also love this just like really simple band from Etsy that I wear on my middle finger. I wear this one all the time. I take this off to sleep, but like if I'm sleeping, this is what I'm wearing, is I will tie in the silver and gold with a piece of jewelry like this. So this is a David Yurman ring. You can see it there, and it's got gold with a little pearl right here, but then the actual cable itself is silver. So that's kind of how I tie in the 2 pieces. Sometimes I don't have to, and I am wearing like a bigger ring like this one. This is probably one of my bigger pieces as well. This is a very large sized ring that you are definitely going to notice. It is more expensive, but when I'm wearing something like that, I usually won't wear a ton of other big rings. So like I may keep this one on, I may take it off. Sometimes I'll wear it on my middle finger like that, but if I am wearing a bigger piece, usually I don't wear a ton of other pieces of like rings on my fingers. It's just not how I like to wear it. I also have the same ring from Etsy that I wear here on my thumb. So I actually don't love to wear the same rings on the same fingers on both hands, if that makes sense. So here I have my wedding ring on and then a ring on my index finger. So over here I have a ring on my ring finger So I won't intentionally wear one on my index finger. I don't know why, that's just kind of how I prefer to like not have jewelry on the exact same fingers on both hands. But at the current moment, I have on 5 rings. So I love layering rings. Still, again, I just kind of play with it, see what looks best. Sometimes I won't wear an index finger ring. I'll take off this middle finger ring and I'll kind of go a little bit more simple if I am going to an elegant event. And then here, you know, I just have 2 rings on my ring fingers, but this one on my thumb, yeah, it ain't coming off. I put it on, I think it's been 2 years ago, and it hurts too bad to pull over my thumb, the bone in my thumb, so it's just gonna stay on there for the rest of my life. But don't be afraid to layer, and again, I think really when it comes to rings, that's kind of when you have the most leeway and you kind of have to play with it based on just like what you like on your hands. I also do sometimes wear bracelets with my watch. It's a little bit more rare just because whenever I'm working out, sometimes they'll get stuck up under there and that can kind of be annoying. But since I am so pregnant at the current moment and I had to kind of ease off on some of the working out after we had our like little scare a couple weeks ago, I don't really care. So I've been wearing, you know, bracelets with it all the time. But if I'm working out on like a day-to-day basis, I don't usually wear bracelets just because they can get like stuck up underneath there and it's really annoying. All right, so I hope this makes sense. It was honestly a very requested video, but not something I like. I don't know, I feel like for me, jewelry is just an everyday I wake up and I'm like, all right, what are we doing today? Like every day I just decide on my own, like what pieces do I want to wear? If I have a new piece of jewelry, I may wear it with other things that I like. It really just depends. Like I said, like jewelry is exclusive to every single person. It's just like your personal style. It's just like your home decor preferences. So just don't be afraid to experiment, play around, find what works for you. I love jewelry so much. So it's definitely something that I enjoy dressing in, but I really have no method to my madness. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to go below and click the subscribe button if you are new here, and don't forget that the things that I shared are going to be linked in the description bar along with like some of my everyday jewelry. I have a tab on my blog where you can find like all of the jewelry that I have in my collection. I'll link that for you guys. So it's all going to be linked down there. Don't forget to go below and click the subscribe button. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.